Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hungry for the Truth. Let's talk about the final judgment and the new creation. We've gone through the tribulation, the great tribulation, the 144,000 remnant, and the millennium's restoration. Now we're going to cover the last episode, episode 5. And this is where time gives way to eternity. This is where the story that God has been telling since Genesis reaches its completion. And this is where the remnant becomes the redeemed forever. Let's start with the great white throne judgment. Revelation 20, verses 11 through 15, describes the most serious moments in all of the scriptures. What happens first? Jesus shows up for work, and he is seated on the great white throne. And immediately, the heaven and earth flee from the face of Jesus. Next, those still dead were brought before the great white throne, and they stood before Jesus. And who were the ones being judged? The unbelieving dead, those who rejected God's grace, and those who refused the Lamb. And then death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. But first, every life is examined, and then justice is rendered. Perfect justice is rendered. And again, the outcomes are decided based on whosoever's name is not written in the book of life. This is the final separation, and not out of cruelty, but for the sake of justice. And so it ends. Death, sin, and the curse. In 1 Corinthians 15, verse 26, it says, "The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death." In Revelation 21, verse 4, it says, "No more death, no more sorrow, no more crying, no more pain." So the curse that began in Genesis 3 is finally broken. Now comes the new heaven and the new earth. In Revelation 22, 21 and 22, it provides the specifics concerning the new heaven and the new earth. So the old passes away. The new creation appears. Heaven and earth are united. God dwells with humanity. And the strange thing is, this is not going to heaven. This is heaven coming to earth. The new Jerusalem. There is no darkness, and everything is made from gold, precious stones, and pearls. This is Eden restored, but better than ever. The remnant theme is complete. Ruth is the remnant of redemption. Esther is the remnant of preservation. The 144,000 is the remnant of proclamation, claiming that Jesus is king. The millennium is the remnant becoming a nation, bringing God's people together, unifying in peace, healing, and repopulating the earth. Israel is restored. And the new creation, this is the remnant redeemed forever. The remnant carried the promise. The remnant inherited the fulfillment of the promise. The bride, the nations, and the Lamb are spoken of in Revelation 21, verses 9 through 27. And it shows what will be the final arrangement of eternity. The bride is redeemed, dwelling with God, seeing his face, and living in his light. The nations, they walk in the light of the Lamb. They bring glory into the city, and they are healed and restored. The Lamb is the center of everything. He is the light of eternity and the joy of those redeemed. This is the world as God always intended it to be. In closing out the series opener and the 5-episode series, how nicely has God arranged things to the success of our enlightenment and understanding of spiritual things. Look at how beautifully the Bible ties everything together. In Queen Esther, we have reversal. A Jew herself, she saves the lives of a community of Jews who were about to be killed. In Ruth, she was redeemed, a Gentile who was grafted into the Jewish line that brought Jesus to us. The 144,000, the remnant, as super disciples who tirelessly traveled the world to bring Jesus lost souls. In the millennium, the restoration was a physical act of restoring the people of the world and preparing them for the new creation. And finally, in the new creation, forever life. This entire episode series moves from famine to fullness, from crisis to kingdom, from remnant to redeemed, and from limited time to eternity. This series has been a real eye-opener for me, and I pray that the audience might also walk away with a newfound appreciation for Jesus and God the Father. Just open your eyes to the beauty of God's plan. And if you found this episode informative, please like, befriend, and or subscribe. And remember, nothing worth having is easy to get. If there are any questions or if there's something you would like to add, feel free to leave me a comment or send an email to Hungry for the Truth. And Hungry for the Truth is one word at yahoo.com. And may God bless you. And may the Holy Trinity and all of our spiritual family members always be with us. Thank you and good day.